Hematite. Anybody in the room ever pick up somebody else's emotions?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you're a therapist, then that's even more relevant. And then what do you do with that once you realize that you picked up somebody else's stuff?
Send it on.
Yeah. So hematite is not pick it up in the first place. And it's emotional protection without losing any awareness. So you want to have two levels of emotional awareness at any given moment. I am aware how I am feeling, and I'm in touch with the emotions or the feelings around me. We've got to have both of those. That's part of how we navigate through life. But we want to know the difference. You know, what is the difference between my feelings and everybody else's feelings? Or my feelings and my significant other's feelings, or my feelings and my children's? Or, you know, how's the dog doing today? There needs to be that really good boundary. So, okay, here, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is not a judgment on what the emotions are. This is how I'm feeling. And you can see from the Doctrine of Signatures, this is not a polished stone. This is a natural hematite. You do see polished hematites. You know, you go to a rock store and get the little pocket rocks, we call them. But that's naturally reflective. So the idea is that you got hematite working for you, and the emotions coming in from the outside world are just hitting that and bouncing off. So you have some space. And from inside of that container, you're still in touch. You're like, oh, I see you're feeling, could be positive or so-called negative emotions. I see you're feeling angry today, or, you know, you're really happy or whatever. So you're not losing touch. You still have the empathetic connection. So for a counselor, this is really important. You need to be able to sit there and have people moving into strong emotional places of expression, and or coming in the door and they're just, you know, already, and you know, they got started before they stepped in your door. And you want to be able to hold your space and say, yeah, I can relate. I felt those emotions like yesterday or this morning, but I'm not going to match emotions with you. Because then what happens?
So you're in that same
We're
place.
both in the
Yeah.
bad hole.
Then you go to that place and then, yeah, you can get lost. So here's a little story. A dear friend of mine that used to live in Homer had 2 daughters, and they were young enough that she would bathe them together. So she had them in the bathtub together. And she could hear from, you know, in the kitchen they were just flooding the, you know, there wasn't much water in the bathtub anymore. It was all on the floor, and they were screaming and yelling and throwing stuff at each other. And she just got a hit, hematite, went in there, put a couple of drops in what little bit of water there was left in the bathtub. Within 5 seconds. And the youngest one, which I think was about 5 at the time, went up to her afterwards and said, "Mommy, when you put those drops in the tub, we just decided to love each other."
Oh.
So, from that place of emotional protection, I can be present, you know, because I really do love you, so I'm going to move out of that struggle place. Same thing with adults. I'm just using children's as an example. But, you know, once people have emotional protection, everything shifts. You can diffuse an argument in about 2 seconds. Whenever there's a Middle Eastern peace talk or whatever peace talk, they ought to just say, okay, we're flooding this place with hematite. You're all going to feel safe enough to actually cooperate. So pretty big, pretty important essence.